Aphasia certainly is something that changes your life. We rely so much on communicating with others. Just the fabric of our lives are really, built on this ability to communicate with others. It could be very disruptive for Bruce Willis himself in terms of communicating with others and not being able to find the words to express himself. And it could be very challenging for the people around him, around Bruce Willis, in terms of them not being sure what it is that he's thinking or what he's trying to communicate to them, or whether he's still himself. And so I think it's important to know that he is likely, again, I don't know any of the details, but if he has aphasia, if it's limited to aphasia, he is likely to be fully himself, but having difficulties expressing that. It depends on how severe the aphasia is. I mean, it can vary enormously from very mild aphasia to very severe aphasia. Some people have a little bit of word finding difficulties. You could imagine that you can probably work around as an actor, because you don't have to spontaneously come up with sentences. You're told, you know what you have to say in advance, and you could practice it. So if it's a mild aphasia, you could imagine accommodating to that. But if it's more severe, it would have a really significant impact on an actor. Aphasia is a disorder of language. So it's a disruption to the language system. So it can affect people's ability to produce language or their ability to understand language. The most common causes of aphasia are stroke. That is the most common cause of aphasia. There are, of course, other causes. Anything that can damage the brain, depending on where the damage is, can result in aphasia, can affect the language system. So it could be a head trauma, it could be a neurodegenerative disease, it could be brain surgery, depending on where it takes place in the brain. Any of these things could affect the part of the brain that is responsible for language and produce aphasia.